Okay, so let's think about it. If China, takes over U.S. in technology, all right. Well, I mean, you could say to yourself, well, that's not a bad thing. I mean, let them have the technology. But of course, we live in a capitalist society, and everybody wants to be number one. So of course, U.S. is going to compete. But China is still ahead. They already launched 6G satellite. We're still trying to get 5G. If you go to China and you look at the videos on YouTube, they got smart restaurants, they got smart factories. Their automation is like much more advanced. It's like their warehouses is they have a just about fully automated warehouse. I've seen a fully automated restaurant. So the thing is, the bottom line, we live in a capitalist society. Now, if we live maybe in a socialism society, then we wouldn't have to compete with China, right? Because we get handouts from the government. But we live in capitalist society. We don't live in socialism society. So of course, U.S. wants to be number one in everything. It's just the way it is in everything. So people said they hate socialism. Well, it's kind of inevitable. We're kind of gonna go that direction, it's but we don't have to go as bad as China. I mean, we don't have to have like surveillance everywhere, which I don't think we would. You know, but we at least want to keep up with the competition. That's why Sultan says, China. He said it like a couple of years ago. If we don't do something, China's going to beat us. China's, and you have to understand this whole industry is not only technology; it's medical, it's space, it's everything. So if China has technologies such as to save people, have anti-aging technologies, have cloning technologies, have artificial womb technologies, you damn right U.S. wants that too, because we want to save lives and we want to cure diseases. We want to use AI. So that's why Zoltan Istvan says, which I think he should become president probably in a couple years, if not Yang or after Yang, because Biden's going to only run one term, and and I mean Trump. No basic line. No president can stop the fourth industrial revolution, because there's billions of dollars in around the world. I mean, from U.S. to China to Europe, everywhere. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. So it doesn't matter who's president. Trump really couldn't do anything. Say like if Trump won, I mean, we'll see. Well, Trump get hard on China. Well, Trump could just maybe just like make just tariffs, but that's not gonna stop China from creating technologies. That's not gonna stop China from inventing and anti-aging and artificial wombs and all this amazing artificial intelligence chocolate. Nobody could. So it really doesn't matter. I mean, the time to be tough on is you can't, because the whole world is changing. That's the thing. You have like companies like Cavnew in Detroit building autonomous um, uh, streets, so these autonomous cars can go through. You have Promobot. You have Sophia the robot from Hanson Robotics. These American companies. You have, so like I said, this is not only international and Europe. You have Unique, as an American company. You have Soul Machines. You have IP Soft. These companies are investing in digital humans, so eventually the call centers will eventually be done completely by robots. So, I mean, the technology is pretty much there, but it's just going to take a while to incorporate it. I mean, like the technology is already there for robo taxis, but it's going to take a while to get into all cities. So, Motional says in major cities, 2023. That's only 2 years away. So, like I said, even if Trump would have won, it wouldn't make a difference. Yeah, he would have the different policies. He would still have the border wall. He would still try to drain the swamp and some other. But in terms of the fourth industrial revolution, he really couldn't do anything. People that were against the 5G, Trump signed a bill for 5G. So, like I said, Trump, in a sense, everybody wants this technology, because this technology is not only for jobs, it's for medical, it's for everything, travel, it's for all industries. That's why the whole economy is changing. And that's why people worry about China, because, like I said, we live in capitalist society. We don't live in socialism. So if China's win, people, U.S. is scared. Like, oh shit, they're gonna get all the best technologies. So you're damn right. um, we want the technologies too. So, like I said, Biden or Trump, it wouldn't make a difference because everybody wants that technology. Biden wants the technology. Trump wants the technology. If Trump didn't want the technology, he wouldn't have signed the 5G bill. Let's be honest. Way back. So the only policies that are different is Trump's policies and Biden policies. Trump is not down with the global warming thing. Biden is. Trump wants the security. And ban from people come in. Biden's more open. But in terms of the fourth industrial revolution, Biden and Trump are pretty much on the same path. I mean, the only thing Trump would do once they get on China is just make tariffs and have everything made in U.S. But that would even create more competition because if China has the technology and we don't have the technology, well, we're going to have China technology. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't have made a difference. So in a sense, it's good to have clean climate, clean air. That's why the companies are going to electric vehicles, clean air, clean pollution. Get real. That's the whole process of electronic vehicles. That's the whole process. And then the autonomous vehicles is to make things easier, to save production cost. So you don't have to fire people because turnovers. That's why the whole society is eventually going to robots. Probably in a decade, it's probably gonna be everything's gonna be all robot. We're gonna have really truly live in a robot society. Maybe 5 years, depending how fast we go. I don't know. But we are behind in China. So definitely China is going to get ahead of us probably in 5 years and probably going to take us 10 years. And, that doesn't go well because we want the technology now. Like I said, we live in capitalism society. So, like I said, don't fret that Trump is not president because nobody can stop the fourth industrial revolution. Nobody can. Like I said, there's billions of dollars in the world invested in these companies. It's just who wants to have the bigger pot. Well, obviously we do. We're Americans. We want to be number one. And if China is good number one, we want what China has. Or if Russia, and actually Russia wants it, India wants it. If that wasn't the case, India wouldn't send people to space. Russia wouldn't send people to space. So in 10 years, we're going to see a whole transformation. Maybe 5 years. We'll see. But at least 5 to 10 years, that's a good time frame. Because Motional wants to do robo-taxis by 2023 in all major cities. All major cities. Which means we know we have the technology already. We don't need the driver. We have Waymo. So, and as AI gets more powerful and technology gets more powerful, because it never stops advancing, that's just the name of the game. So, that's just the only thing. I like to have all the technology first too, but if we can, I wouldn't go nuts, but that's the way the politics is. This is the way the U.S. is. The U.S. wants to be number one. They want to get that shit fast. Like I said, China was like a couple months ago. They launched a 6G satellite. We're not even on 6G. we're just like having 5G roll out. So yeah, U.S. is not U.S. government. The politics. They're like the government is like, we don't like that shit. We want to be number one and be medicine. We want to have all the best AI technology for medicine and brain computer interfaces. It's a whole transformative age. It's just not for jobs. It's for every industry. It's because if they have the best AI, well, we want the best AI because we want to save health. We want to save lives. We want to save money. That's the whole thing. It's basically the government, the companies, because it's pretty much a money based thing. It's what all bound. That's what it bounds to. It's money. right? And so we want to be number one. So that's just the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I think eventually, probably by 2023, 25, if it gets, so advanced, that we're probably gonna have some kind of bipartisan universal basic income. Because think about it. Say like if by 2023, which Motional says they have robo taxis in all major cities, well, that just cuts the driver out. You know, because I mean, damn, you got robo taxis just on all major cities, and people just boom, boom, boom. So that just cuts the driver out. You got the autonomous trucks. Well, they're cutting the hours of the workers. And eventually, as AI and technology get more advanced, they could even. I actually even seen robots like Digit. They can lift boxes, and other robots from Boston Dynamics, and they have a robot that can do lift 300 boxes in an hour. And we humans, I mean, the robots are going to surpass us, no doubt about it. It's just a matter of when. That's what I'm saying. By 2023 or 2025, probably gonna have UBI bipartition, because if they can roll out, if Motional will roll out, that's their plan. 2023, all major cities, robo taxis. Man, it's kind of over for the taxis, But then you can make the argument, well, what if we don't want? What if we just want a driver? Well, maybe the driver won't be available. Or the demand for robo taxis be surpass the driver. So, it's all about making things easier. So that's just the name of the game, So I mean, like I said, it wouldn't have made a difference, because I mean, in terms of the fourth industrial revolution, which president we have, it really wouldn't have made a difference. I think probably the only difference would be Zoltan, because he would try to get the technology quicker. He was going to try to open he would try to get as soon as possible all the major AI technologies to have like transhuman clinics, and to save, have robo hearts, and to save lives. Because what he wanted to do is, Trump spent so much money on the military. Zoltan wanted to take all that money and build like hospitals to save people's lives using all the latest technology. And believe me, he would definitely strive for that, probably more than any president. So, but unfortunately, maybe after Yang, Zoltan, or maybe so. If you want somebody tough on China, that would have been Zoltan. He would have been the toughest on China. Because he's for saving lives, instead of just having billions of dollars in the military, try to make a military stronger and just kill people. He's like, Zoltan's like, let's just leave those people alone, man, and let's just have money into hospitals. Let's create all this AI technology, robo hearts, and all this AI technology to save lives, anti-aging, reverse aging. And that's another thing. Hospitals and governments know that China is going to lead in that, and then and we want to lead on that. So that's the battle. It seems that's going to be playing out a couple of years between us and China, because China is definitely is leading us already. And like I said, the toughest person would be Zoltan. Zoltan is fun if he was president. He'd if you want somebody tough on China, that would have been Zoltan. So I mean, I saw a video about like these brain computer interfaces, how you learn more about the brain, and you use this technology, and you can find out what ailments this person has, whatever it was, schizophrenia, I don't know, whatever brain ailments, and use this technology to, instead of just prescribing medicine, and we know every time you prescribe medicine have side effects, and maybe it's the wrong medicine. Well, you can look into the brain, like do brain scans, and use artificial intelligence in these brain computer interface headsets, and then and with your phone or computer, and you can see what is going wrong with the brain. So stuff like that, and telemedicine, and so like the whole economy is changing. It's gonna be like, I mean, You know, eventually the robot will do the whole job, no doubt about it. You know, from pretty much all industries. Um, so I mean, it's gonna be like, and at least the least skilled jobs are really going to be in trouble. You know, cashiers, autonomous the trucking, the taxi, the high end jobs probably still remain because they're just higher end. You know, I mean, unless we had an artificial general intelligence, that could do like really high end corporate work. But then again, I've seen like GPT-3, as we speak now, that can. I mean, it can do programming. It can do already basic programming. So, I mean, just think about 5 years, 10 years. I mean, it's coming for every job. I mean, but but I don't know the timeline when these robots can really do this high end level job. But definitely the jobs that the low end jobs are going to be really in trouble. By 5 years, perhaps even 2023. So 5 years, 10 years. I mean, and and that's why I'm saying by then it's probably gonna be bipartisan UBI. I mean, the earliest probably would be 2023, and then 2025 or 2025 is gonna be bipartisan UBI because I mean, if you have like robots, I've seen already unmanned stores for like Cyborg. They have an unmanned store. I mean, as we speak right now. I mean, so I mean, just think about 2023, 2025. I mean, I mean, you can have robots, has stock boxes and robots, doing. So, the cashiers are going to be in trouble. The trucking industry is going to be in trouble. The taxi industry is going to be in trouble, and that's why eventually the whole thing is. I think Biden probably going to say, "Hey, look, we need bipartisan UBI," and the probably bill will be signed because I'm pretty sure that's where we're heading. And if it gets that bad, which it definitely seems it will be, because like I said, technology or AI is just not going to stop advancing. And for what I've seen behind the scenes, I'm just saying, get ready for this, man. So but like I said, I mean, I think the high end corporate jobs will be okay, but the low skill jobs, those cashiers, the movie tickets, the trucking, the taxis. I mean, and that's where it's gonna be. And then probably even another 5 years would be probably the corporate jobs would kind of be in trouble too. So I mean, it's gonna be very interesting. So that's the plan with the China thing, because we want to be number one. I know it sounds crazy, what I'm saying, but from what I've seen, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just saying. I've seen like software bots that do software jobs. Like the whole job was automated. But the more complexity the job, like if I have to do, the harder it is for the robot to do. So I mean, there would be some like the highly skilled like trades that like I don't know if you had to, I don't know, drill holes in the wall, but then you had to walk, and then you had to fix a sink, and then you had to. I mean, if you had to do like a crazy, a lot of skill type jobs, it'll be harder for the robot to do. But the way we're progressing, they just getting smarter and smarter, and you know, um, I mean, but don't panic just yet. I mean, like I said, it's gonna start. It's gonna start like at the low skill jobs. You know what I'm saying? The low skill jobs, but they're gonna come from the high skill jobs too. No doubt about it. So, you know, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. So I think I mean, yeah, Zoltan probably would be the best president because he would be the most aggressive because he would want that technology. Probably try to do everything he can because he kind of has more insight about the technology than Biden or Trump. But I mean Biden, you know I guess we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll see if Biden, takes it takes it to us. That we can lead, or if he can let China lead. Um, so I mean, they're already leading right now. So I mean, I don't know how like all Biden can do is just try to get their technology. Maybe they can share it with us. Um, but it's like that song "Tears for Fears." Everybody wants to rule the world. It's true. And so but so I mean, it kind of and it kind of it's a slow start. It's like like these with autonomous trucks. Like I said, it's kind of just what's happening. Or for what I'm reading is or what I've seen is that they're gonna have the trucks drive by themselves, and then the majority of the load, and then at the end maybe they have the driver finish it up. But then what happened when the you have robots that can just unload boxes and do all things, or you can have a truck, automated truck that can, you know, um, you know, have that technology to do it themselves, which is like, but then what? You know what I mean? So I mean, but it's kind of incremental paces, So with the truck, but the cashiers, I mean, that's just a simple doot doot doot. I mean, we're stocking shelves. They're already training robots to do that, and like in Japan, I think it's like an alien kangaroo robot, and they use virtual reality to, which is cool. So you could work from home, and you can have the robot. So you're controlling the robot from home, having it stock shelves. So what's happening is, and the reason why they're having the human is because they have the robot and the human connected to each other, and so I'm trying to make the robot learn the techniques, and then the robot can do it themselves. So it's like so I think by like 2023 we're gonna see some really cool advancements. Like I said, 2023 or 2025 is probably gonna be bipartisan UBI. We'll see, and I can look at my video, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think so. I mean, future timeline says 2025, but it seems like we're always ahead of future timelines by 2 years. So that's why I'm saying 2023. So we'll see. But like I said, all this stuff is behind the scenes, but it's like, it just wait till it comes to the mainstream. I mean, they got this technology out available now. It's just when deployed to the masses. That's what I think. That's why it's probably like so. Like when people say, when they show like the DARPA technology, there's like, oh, we're 5, 10, 20 years ahead. Well, I wouldn't say we're like that much, but I would say that we're like 2 years ahead of what they're showing. Or actually 5 years estimate, but not like anything more. Because what they're showing is it's pretty much what they have now. They're like hiding. It's not like, and I've watched tons of videos on YouTube from trying to see what any robot could do a job. So I've seen, obviously we've seen the Walmart janitor sweepers. We've seen the scanning robots, and they're working on in Japan. They're having that robot to unload boxes, and they're teaching it remotely, so it learns. I've seen a robot that cleans bathrooms already. I've seen robots that make coffee. I've seen robots that make food already. And then I've seen in Japan the fully automated warehouse. I've seen a fully automated restaurant in Japan. So like I said, all this stuff exists right now. People just don't know. It exists right now. It's just when it's deployed to the masses, and that's going to take a couple years. So it really exists right now. I mean, the only thing that I can think of that robot has not done is, I guess a job that requires maybe hands-on, a lot of multitasking. So like I don't know, something like a tool trade. Somebody was telling me about like you have a robot going to the roof and like drill holes to like do tarp, and then you had a robot have to do some just like a bunch of multitasking like physical work that I haven't seen yet, and he's probably right on that. But but basically, a job, one job, yeah. But I've seen robot drill like do drywall. Um, I've seen a robot cut hair. I mean, I've seen, of course, software robot that did like the whole reports completely automated. So it's like I said, it's all there. It's just it's just when it's deployed to the mass. So I think definitely 2 years, maybe this year, we'll see. Um, or maybe 2023 is probably they've been speaking 2023 a lot, so maybe that's probably a good estimate of you know um like the robot on the phone. um if you ever call Xfinity, they have the new robot that's really smarter than those terrible robots. Only Xfinity has it. Bank of America still hasn't updated. Comcast doesn't haven't updated. um a lot of the companies haven't updated. Only Xfinity, and it's so smart that it. I mean, it's pretty amazing. You ask, you ask, you just tell it what you need. You like, and then it says, okay, let me check your records, and it'll like understand what you need. It's like, so yeah, just call Xfinity, and when you talk to that robot, you just tell it what you need, and it'll say, "Let me check," and it'll just either connect you to a technician or it just tell you like that. It's not like these crappy robots like from all the other companies. That's what I'm saying. This technology exists now. It's just when they're going to be deployed, and you know, so it exists now. I mean, if you ever seen the Google, it can make a hair. The AI made a hair appointment. It talked to the person by itself. It's just when the stuff is going to be released. The stuff already occurred now. So that's what's mind blowing, man. Um. So like, give it 2 years. Give it maybe this year. I don't know. A lot. I mean, this is 2021, so we have a lot of things can happen in 12 months. We're gonna see. But by 2023, like the robo taxis in all major cities, it's like, I mean, when they're planning on doing the like I said, it's gonna take some time to obviously release this technology everywhere. It's gonna take some time, but 2 years is not out of the picture. They already have a 7-Eleven has totally cashless. Call yeah, man. You just go in there, you can just buy what you want. So they can do that in 2 years in all major cities, or they can do that. I think I actually seen that about a year ago. So, or 2 years ago. So that was 2019. We're in 2021. Maybe this stuff is going to be popping up now in 2021. So that's what I'm saying. By 2023, by partition UBI, that's what I'm saying. Or 2025. Things are moving fast. So, it is what it is. And, that's why, if you have to go to college and you want to get that big job, you better go for it now. You better go for it now. Because in 2 more years, things are going to change. If the job is not taken, it's going to be a lot of it done by the robot, if it's not taken completely. And when it's done, and when half of this can be done with the robot, more years, the whole thing can be done with the robot. I like business analysis, and I've seen parts where they already have, or it's really behind the scene, but I've seen on YouTube that the robot can do requirements, can do diagrams already. automatically. So, it's just a matter of time where it could do the whole thing. So, I mean, pretty much all industries, it's they got surgery robots. I mean, you have these robots like Pepper. You can check in Probobot. It'll take your blood pressure. You can check in. um, it can diagnose you. You have robots that can scan you for fever. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time, man. I think we're still gonna have the doctors probably do but I mean, we've seen robot surgeons, and as they get better and better, I don't think the doctors will have to, do it. So the only thing that is going to take even longer and would be like 6G. Of course, 6G. China is already launched a satellite. We're saying the U.S. we probably won't have it by 10 years. And to tell you the truth, 5G is the game changer. 6G is just more powerful. It's just more. You could have instead of like 5G, you would supervise the robots. 6G, it could do it. The AI could supervise the robots. Yeah, it's like the AI could do anything human could. Instead of we supervising the robots, the AI would supervise the robots. Because by 2030, we'll probably have AGI. Our AI will be very advanced by then. Let alone in 5 years. 5 years would be very advanced, and by 10 years would be even more advanced. So like 6G it's just think about it as more widespread. Like 5G, you can connect to a bunch of IoT devices, but with 6G you could do it maybe like from the world. You could work from home and you could connect IoT devices remotely. You know what I'm saying? Or you could. It's just more extreme. You could. They said like there'd be like emotional computers. You can feel and interact with your computer. It's gonna be like wild stuff by 2030, man. It's gonna be crazy. For those who are alive, and beyond 2040s and 50s, it's gonna be some wild stuff. But now it's really the game changer. 5G is the game changer. It's just 6G is gonna be another more game changer. And I heard like Feature Timeline said the most you could do is 7G, but to get 7G you have to have a whole breakthrough of science, a whole new way of science to get to 7G, and you can't go past 7G. So like, and it seems it's every 10 years from because like, what was it, 2010 4G, and here we're 2020 5G, right? So it makes sense. 2030 6G. But who knows? Maybe even be soon. But we know China they're really leading. So the thing is we just barely getting to 5G. So Biden is like, well, we want this shit now. The governments, the corporations, U.S. We want to be number one, first. We want it now. So, everybody that says big tech, well, like I said, you have to go back to the bill that Trump signed. It was for 5G. So, everybody is for the tech. So the people hating on the tech, they just don't understand that your past president, Trump, he signed the 5G bill. You can go look it up if you don't believe me. He signed the bill for 5G. And he tried to, because there was like a scam with the cars, he tried to shut that down, but he couldn't. The company's still going. Look, I mean, we have Waymo. Like I said, the president can't stop the technology. He can't stop the fourth industrial revolution. Nobody can, because there's just too many companies investing in it. There's no way that you can go to every single company and say, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, because corporations have their own laws. They have to survive and thrive. That's just the way it is. The only thing, it's like if you're like, I don't know, if you did something bad in a restaurant and the owner wanted you out, well, the cops can't do anything. The cop can't stop it. The cops will says, well, hey, the owner wants you out. The owner wants you out. Yeah. So, I mean, so, but the brain computer interfaces, that's going to be, even the next game changer. And that's like in 5 to 10 years, you're going to really see some really crazy, amazing stuff, further down, and then into 2030 and 40 transhumanism and all this amazing tech. But of course, China is going to lead us. They already had the person that what is it that did the gene editing to forgot it to have the baby born with no genetic diseases or something. So they're going to have the artificial wombs. They're going to have all the great medical technology to save lives, and we want that, because we're America. We're number one. I mean, right? So yeah. So let's see what happens by 2023. Let's see if Motional does it. All robotaxis. I mean, the technology is already here. You can watch on Waymo. You can see they got rid of the driver. The cars go by themselves. So the technology is already here. It's already here. It's just by 2023. Let's see if they can do it. It's Motional Lift. They said by 2023, all major cities robotaxis. We'll see. I definitely think it's possible. So, so yeah, I think by the mid-20s, you're going to see it's probably going to be like a robot society. To be honest, you're going to go out, you're going to help use your phone, get your robotaxi. You can get your groceries delivered by robot. They already have that now by Nuro. It's called Nuro. But like 2025 is going to be so widespread. You can go to those unmanned stores. Nobody in there. Get what you want. You're going to have air taxis. Of course, you already have the drone delivery now. The air taxis come and pick you up, take you where you want. Of course, AI is going to be stronger. So I would think by 2025, those robots that did the dancing, they probably can do sports by then. They probably can play football by then. And of course, brain-computer interfaces will be even stronger, more advanced. The medicine will be more advanced. So definitely saving lives. It's going to be amazing future.